Okay, guys, shall we get started? Okay. Um, it's fantastic to see. I think this is the first event where we have 100 plus founders from SaaS assembled in a single place in the entire country. I think we should all give it to ourselves. Okay. This, so I'm super excited. Okay. So I just want to talk a little bit about how this whole thing came about. So iSpirit, as you know, we are doing these roundtable discussions. It's actually a very curated one-to-one workshop style event. Only 12 people are there in each session. And then it's a peer-to-peer learning format, right? And we basically learn from others who have already done it. Now, and we just sort of looked at it and then found that we have large amount of learning. And we didn't have a way to unify all that learning into one consolidated format. And then we came up with this idea called desk marketing and selling, which is what is the pattern we found, that most of the successful SaaS companies are essentially companies who have mastered desk marketing and selling, especially in the early stages of their growth. And then they do the rest of the outbound and other stuff, right? Now, we wanted to put together a guide, essentially for the entire ecosystem to learn from everybody else, whatever has done in the past. And that's how we started this, and the guide was ready. And then we were about to launch this guide and, in March. And we said, okay, let's have a small event, just like 10, 15 people maybe. And then we thought, okay, we'll just launch the event. And then we said, and then I went to SaaSx. SaaSx, if you didn't know, is a successful blog for SaaS. It's run by Jason Lumpkin. If you don't know Jason Lumpkin, you should just start following him as soon as possible. And if you're in SaaS, I strongly recommend you to do that. So, and they did something called SaaSx Annual. And that happened in San Francisco. I went there, and then I saw a huge, like 300, 400 SaaS entrepreneurs there, and then the effect of it, and the learning that we got by just meeting all of them. And then we came back, and then I talked to Avinash and said, you know what, we should do this here in India. And then we said, okay, it's going to be like a 40, 50 people event. And then we opened up a registration. In 2 days, it crossed 65. Okay, just 2 days. And then in third day, we just had to close it because we didn't plan for an event which can hold more than 80 people. So, and that's exactly how this event got put together. The fact that there are like 120 people in this place is a proof that how much it's already there in the air. All we had to do is just light a simple spark, and it just started burning, in a grate. So that's how this whole event came together. The event itself is going to have like 4 parts, okay? The first part, we want to actually bring to you 3 founders who have done it successfully. It's called My SaaS Story. They're going to talk 15, 20 minutes about how they built their company. It's going to have a little bit of a format in it. The format itself has 3 parts. Where did they get the core idea from? And then how did they find the product market fit? And how did they get the first 100 customers? And from first 100 customers to the growth that they have today, how did they get there? So these are the 4 logical parts that they're going to talk. All 3 of them, a 20 minutes talk and 10 minutes Q&A. You can ask them any questions, and then the next person will come on board. So after that, we are going to have an unconference. Girish is going to host that. Girish does not require any introduction. So Girish is here, and he's going to host. It is anything and everything about SaaS. That's what we're going to talk about. So it's an open house. There's some format to it. Girish will talk about it, so I'll leave that to him. And then the third section is we have the keynote speaker, Aaron Dross. Again, you should know Aaron Dross. So because he is the key guy who built a great revenue base for Salesforce, and he ended up writing a book called Predictable Revenue. It's one of the most successful books, and he is coming on board on video. That's on video. And then finally, we launch the guide. That's about how this whole thing is going to go. So with that, I will invite Neeraj from Grexit, okay, to get started with the first session, first SaaS story. Go ahead.